Hi guys, it is stream time. I'm ExactChaos and welcome to the How a City Starts live stream series. Okay, let us have a look at what is going on in the city of Vanilla Vale. Okay, so in the last episode we kind of had our expansion across the river over here, and we hooked up to the train lines, and we had our two little bridges. I can immediately see a couple of big issues right over here. This one here is causing a bit of traffic, and so that's something that we will look into, and that's typical how it happened. The other thing is I'm not too happy with what I've done here with the passenger rail. Passenger rail should really run into the center, and fair enough, it wouldn't run big time into the center, but maybe we should look at finding a little spot for the passenger rail over here. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that before we upgrade this bridge. I want to find a little spot for the passenger rail. In order to do that, I'm going to let this train get out. I'm going to pause it, and then we're going to have a look. If we move this, luckily you can move it. In reality, it would have been a much harder exercise. And I'm kind of wondering whether it should go in here somewhere. Oof. And we'll lose a lot by doing that, but it'll make this area a nice little downtown spot. I think that's what I want to try and do. So let's demolish that road and most of these buildings, and that's not something that would be typical. Okay, that would not be typical. And then let's see about moving that over there. Excellent. Hi, would-be. How are you? Thank you so much for joining the stream. Okay, glad you're enjoying it. Oh, we still can't squeeze it in there. I'm very happy you're enjoying it. By the way, we are constantly looking for new street names and suburb names and things like that. So please go ahead and let us know if there's anything that you would like to suggest. Okay, so I still can't get it in here. Shall I squeeze this around a little bit? It's not the greatest. I don't like doing that, but I do want us to get this train station in the right spot. Wow, it's still not doing its thing. Okay, well, let's get rid of all of that, and we'll come back and rebuild this area once that happens. So what would have typically happened is, in certain instances, something like this could potentially result in or could have happened after maybe a disaster, a fire or something that would have happened, gutted this kind of area, and then when they rebuild, they do it the way they wanted, the way it would have worked better for them or something like that. That is pretty typical. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm just gonna now link these two up like so, in a bit of a turn like that. We could see ourselves running a train line out through here somewhere. There's no reserve for it, but that is something that could be possible. Let's just play it a little bit. Okay, good stuff. Now I'm gonna get rid of what we've got over here. And I think we're going to, we're gonna find a spot over here where we can do that. Okay, so let's get the rail. Give me the train line, and see, if it's too close we can't do both directions. So let's see about, yeah, something like that is probably going to be the right thing for us. Through there. Don't snap. Can we, let's turn off snapping quickly so we can see. Oh yeah, that's going to be better. And we'll do that as our end point there. So perfect. So that's how it's going to look. I'm going to get rid of these so that that one can continue to do its thing. and this one over here can continue to grow in that area, fill that in a little bit. This side over here, we'll have to see how that works, but basically here, should be connected through here. Maybe connected on that side. Yeah, let's do that. I don't like a lot of these dead ends, but it was pretty typical, or it is pretty typical where a rail line runs. So I'm not sure if we should do that. Maybe let's leave it as a bit of a dead end there. And just because we're building a disaster area in terms of the fire. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a little bit more typical than just the powers that be bulldozing the entire area and coming through there with something. So I do think that's a little bit more typical. In our instance now, of course, we went ahead and bulldozed it anyway. Okay, so something like that will give us access to all directions over there, but it leaves us with a bit of these at-grade crossings. That's going to become a problem later on, I'm sure. Okay, so we'll continue to run this, and so now we've moved that. So now there's a direct pedestrian link from the train station out there. We may have to increase our bus services over here a little bit, so that makes it easier to do that. But yeah, this is certainly going to become a problem sooner rather than later. What I wanted to do is I wanted to upgrade these roads a little bit. And I'm going to use the asymmetrical. So what I'll do is I'm going to upgrade here just so I can show you. We want to do a little bit of this, right? So that there's a little bit more capacity. And similarly, I wanted to upgrade on this side, and we'll do a double A like that. Okay, so now the guys can cross over like so. Perfect. And there's a little bit more queuing space. So this is what you would typically do. Instead of just rebuilding the entire bridge, you try and upgrade the the intersection as much as possible. But this is causing a lot of problems because this guy isn't actually doing that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to change this up. I was wondering if we can. There's no way we can actually change this up without the mod, and that is why I do this. Because I want to make sure we get an appropriate loading of the intersection over there. Okay, good stuff. The other thing we could do over here is we could provide a slip lane through here. We could provide the slip lane over here so that we've got almost a constant free flow of traffic into this direction, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that. Wow, why is that? Oh, it's because of this. Yeah, so I'm gonna just add a little bit of junction controls here. I think actually this area here, I think we need to do a little bit of that so that the flow of traffic continues. Okay, so let's see. So there goes. I think that will be better now. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Well, it's only slightly better now. So this area is going to become a problem. We're going to have to sort this one out. In honor of my busted ribs, played the local semi-pro team yesterday and killed myself in trying. Okay, if you manage to build a football soccer stadium, I wouldn't argue if the wood name sponsored it as in the Allianz area or the Etihad Stadium. Oh, absolutely. So okay, absolutely. So once we get to a stadium, which we could probably start with a small field at the moment, and that might not be a bad idea as we continue to expand our residential area. Since there's the residential demand, we'll do that. Well, good luck with those ribs anyway. Okay, let's expand the residential area a little bit over here. So since we've got a nice little hill over here, it wouldn't be strange to. Oh, I need to put snapping back on. Snapping, thank you. Wouldn't be strange for us to have a little bit of a meandering road kind of up here. You know, the Interax makes me wheezy. Definitely made that crossroad better though. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be upgrading that intersection, I think, fairly soon. Okay, so there's a starting point for a little meandering road. I'm thinking we can do a little... Ooh, that doesn't look good. I'm gonna just remove that a little bit. We need to go up here a little bit more graciously. Okay. Even that is a little tough, but I think that's okay. Something like that. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. So now we can add a little bit of an area over here. And we'll... Actually, let's trim back some of this. Okay, so we'll have a bit of a housing area that we kind of run up here. Nice hilly area. Okay. And the question is, do we... I wanted to... We can do our first spark in here, and potentially that could include a bit of a sports field if we have something. I don't have the assets anymore, so I'm not sure how I have, whether I have any proper sports fields. Oh, I do have equestrian, skate park. I don't think these have any. I want to do a little bit of a city park or something over here now. Definitely not a theme park or a zoo. It's a little early, but what I was wondering is maybe one of these nature reserves. Let me just go back to the assets quickly and see if there's any. Yeah, so no sports fields available at the moment over here. If I go here, the monuments are not unlocked, of course. Okay, that's fine. Where did we have... I'm sure I have some kind of a stadium expansion. What's this? A winter market. Can you believe it? Aha, here we go. Stadiums, but no sports fields. So I'm definitely not building a stadium at the moment. It's a little bit out there. But I think it is time for our very first park. So let's do that. Let's go in here. We'll grab ourselves a nice little tourism and leisure. We could do some of that, but I think we're going to go with a nature reserve on the creek over here, just to provide that with a little bit more a nicer environment. What I'll do first is I'll extend this road a little bit over here. Okay, so let's run that in here a little more. We'll extend that. Oops, there's some lost stuff over there. And I'm kind of thinking whether we tie this back up here. Maybe not. Maybe we don't tie it up here. But maybe what I will do is I will potentially just turn it in a little bit like that. So the nature reserve will get its access off of Hunter Street over here. So let's go ahead and build that for us. So we started off with nature reserve main gate. Okay, there we go. Kent Nature Reserve. We might call that a different name. What would you like that nature reserve? Since I'm not going to give you the sports field just yet, would be what would you like your nature reserve to be called? You can sponsor that one too. Okay, so we need to expand this park area over here. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Park area. Let's do that. Paint a nice park in this area all the way up onto the river here, and we'll probably bring it back all the way through there. Nice. So this will be the park area. Okay, good stuff. We could still do some housing and commercial on the other side though. I'm tempted for us to do that, so let's continue to add some housing on this side. Like so and like so. So that would be a nice spot to be living. We'll do the commercial on the other side. Okay, something like that. Kent is where you live. What a coincidence. So are you happy with Kent? Okay, now let's quickly see. So let's give it a bit of a fence. Now snapping off. So we could provide it with a bit of a nature reserve fence over here. I can probably do a side gate over here. Let's do a side gate. What is this one? Small nature reserve main gate and nature reserve. Okay, let's do a side gate over here somewhere. Okay, that would be good. Do a bit of a side gate. We'll get our little fence to tie in there. Nice, I like that. Can we, if we do, cannot build on the water, huh? Okay, let's go with this straight line. Actually, we probably don't need to do it on the water. People would like to have access to the water at some point. We'll just get it to a safe location over there, and then you can get your access over there. What we will do on the other hand is we will connect it with the road over here. Kent is good with you, so it's the Kent Nature Reserve. Just like home. Okay, now let's run this little fence all the way around the main road here. And we'll run it down here so people don't necessarily go under the bridge until we potentially decide to expand it at a later point. So there we go, that's the fence around the nature reserve. Now we just need to provide a few amenities in there. Hopefully people like that. Why is that still zonable? I don't know. Anyway, a little pathway. Let's give a look. If we do, yeah, that's okay. Ooh. Okay, some paths. Maybe out here to a bit of a fishing spot or something close to the river. We'll get that one joined up there, and we'll have it cross down here to a spot at the water again. So that's kind of a little bit of a starting point there. Let's grab a few things. Drunk Pilot, how are you? Okay, so let's throw in a few more things in here. So we want to maybe a little campfire site in the clear areas over here somewhere. Yeah, over there. We'll hook that up now. Another campfire site, some tents here. We need to provide some pathways though. Oops, let's see, we need to turn these around a little. Let's keep turning. Maybe some of the others in between. And is there anything else? Yeah, a bit of a bigger one over here to the back of it. Something like that. Okay, let's see. Now a little pathway from here. Come on. Oops. Like that. This is not working. Actually, that's giving everybody some access over there. That doesn't look too bad. So that's going to be doing homework. That doesn't look like fun or sound like fun. I'm not looking, I promise. Okay, let's put in a few more of these little spots here. Something like this maybe. Cannot build on water. Oh, I'm guessing you're talking about that section, right? Yes, so something like this. So let's turn. Oh man, look where they want us to put it. Anyway, if we put it up there, it should be fine. People would be able to get there straight away. Good stuff. So now the nature reserve has already got a few things. I want to put a little something all the way out here as well. A lookout tower, maybe not. Small lookout tower, a lean-to shelter. Ooh, what is this? A fishing cabin. But I think the fishing cabin is a little tough. It's the river isn't wide enough. So what is this instead? A hunting cabin? Nah, that's not going to work. A bigger hunting cabin, a bit of a camping site. a lean-to. Let's do a bit of a lean-to over here instead. And let's turn it like so. Yeah, so a bit of a lean-to all the way at the end there. We could do, oh, we never connected any water over here, so these guys are furious with us. Council ran out of money. Well, that's what we'll tell them. Okay, there's a beautiful park in Canterbury, Kent called Westgate. Has a lovely small river that runs under a few bridges. So the park runs under them with small flower beds and clumps of trees lining the way. Wow, good. We'll be adding a bit of trees in here. This place looks a little bland at the moment. I thought I'd try and put a little lookout tower in there just as well. Maybe not the big one. Maybe the big one. Yeah, the big one's not too big. If we do that, what's your views like over there? That's some city view maybe. Not the best view over there, but it is potentially a nice spot to take a picture of the bridge over there. So let's try and squeeze a little something in there. So there's a bit of a viewing tower over there. Now let's add a few of the trees over here. I of course don't have the tree brush mod, so it's going to be a little helter-skelter. Okay, a few spots like this. Definitely around the campsite. And along the river, and we'll mix it up with some different trees now. Okay, maybe up here a couple as well. Okay, now let's grab a few other trees in between. Nice little campsite over here. Excellent. A few last little bits and pieces. Is there anything else we're going to play with in here? Maybe one or two of these big ones. Maybe just the one over there. They're a little bit over the top. Maybe a little something else here and there as well. There we go. Excellent. So there's our little nature reserve. The water over here should sort itself out now. I think. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for sorting that out. Okay. a bit of a commercial area. This area is becoming a disaster now with the traffic that we've got over here. So I believe we will need to upgrade this to a crossing point. So what I'll do is I'm going to remove that. Okay. We are going to upgrade this road. Oh, I don't think we can upgrade that to bridge. Okay, so what we'll do is we will see about raising this point a little bit over here, which isn't too bad. So we'll try and raise that one. Oops, that's not the one I wanted to link. So yeah, that's why I can't, even if I'm trying to play vanilla as much as possible, I just can't get away with vanilla completely. I need it just because of the roads that I need to deal with. Okay, so now let's grab our rail again, and we'll connect that through here. Okay, so let's go down like so. Is that gonna tunnel straight away? That's interesting. Okay, so if we can make that work, I don't have anarchy, so I'm not sure I'll be able to make that work, but we're going to try, because this will be ideal if we can now tie this in here. Yeah, absolutely. So without anarchy, we can't even do this, and it makes complete sense that with that in mind, we should be able to do it. If we do this, wow. Okay, so even that is a little bit of a challenge. So let's say if we do that, okay, then we bypass this by saying, well, I'll move it. We're going to go like so. Get it nice and close to the ground. Yeah, so we might be cheating that a little bit. Okay, and then we'll just tie that together from there to there. Good stuff. we'll use move it again just to straighten that out a little. But there we go, guys. So now we should have sorted out that issue that we're facing over there. It's a little bit of a dip for the train to come into the city. I'm not too fussed about the small little road over here, but the big one needs the flow of traffic to be a little bit better. And to be honest, I think I'm going to attempt a little slip lane. So if we can do a little slip lane like so, okay, then I'm going to just make sure that we say no turn over there, then no turn like so. Then we're gonna do junction controls here, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about this one. Don't worry about that. I think is fine. And what I also wanted to do, just to add a little bit more junction control over here. I don't want that one and that one to operate, and this one can be switched on as well. So I think that should do the trick. And I also wanted to just make sure that we do that. Okay, not that that should be a thing, but I think that will allow these guys to to free flow it a little bit more. Yes, so that's going to solve a lot of our issues. What I'll do is I'll use move it to try and get it a little tighter over there. Nice. Okay, good stuff. You guys shouldn't be stopping. You shouldn't be stopping for them. Excellent. Okay, there we go. We should solve that issue. Hopefully all of them are not turning in there. So anyway, that was a bit of a road upgrade session there. Oops. Am I pressing buttons? No. Okay, let's look into expansion over here. There's still a pretty decent demand of pretty much everything. There's a continuous problem with our landfills. They are very big. We need some incineration, I think, and I do have some incineration going on over here, and it's outputting us some power, which is good, but we probably need another incineration, or at least another recycling facility somewhere. So we probably need to expand our recycling, but I wanted to expand over here. So let's go ahead and downgrade some of this. Train underpass works great. Yeah, glad you think so. It's a bit of a workaround. I would have done it slightly differently with all the mods I usually play, but yeah, I think it turned out not too bad. Didn't turn out too bad. I want to fill in some of this as well. So this is kind of a little bit more places where people can actually. Let's grab some of the smaller roads and give us a few dead ends off of here. So a little bit of a stepping down into the valley kind of thing over there, and maybe even something like this. Okay, so something like that, and then we could do a little something at the back here. So let's try. Where's my snapping? Always with snapping, huh? Let's do a little something like this and like that, for instance. And so there's a few spots where we can have a few more people. I'm still looking for a name for this area, if someone has one. That's not quite working over there, is it? Okay, anyway, we'll have a few houses up there. We'll have a few houses like that. It's going to be a slightly less dense little section of the city. Something like that, like that. Try and get all of that done. Run all that through there and all that through there. Nice, and now we'll have the bigger lots on the main road here. Excellent. Woodley Park. Okay, that sounds a good one. I'll call this one Woodley Park. As soon as I've got all of that filled in, and I give them some water so they don't complain. Let's fill in a little bit more over here, like so. Maybe we'll trim back that a little bit. There we go. It's a little small there. Maybe that one can be a bit bigger. Okay. Okay, you used to live in Woodley Park? Well, here we go. Does it look like a pretty nice spot though? Okay, let's get out. Ooh, the water was the first thing I wanted to do here. Okay, so water up there. Then we'll get the water to follow the road. Okay, tie in over there. We'll probably need a little spur down here to provide access. Good stuff. So there's a fair bit of water there through there now. Now let's get the area named. This one. So it's right on the edge of Albion. So we'll call this area, right, so Dale Hills. Actually, let's call it Woodley Park. Sorry, Woodley, come on, where's my spelling at? Woodley Park. There we go. Okay, there we go. So I'll throw in a few trees in there just to make it look a little bit more woodly. These are small, especially to get some of these little spots a little bit more attractive on these rolling hills here. Let's go with a little something of that as well. There we go. I'm not going to spend too much time detailing things like this. It's just a little bit more woodly now. There we go. A little bit of a section over there. So this probably was some continued expansion along the road here. We'll probably need to have some tie-in points alongside the other side here. Actually, that's probably a good idea. But we now need to focus again on some commercial and industrial expansion. I'm very tempted to continue our expansion of these facilities over here. So let's see our industry view. We're doing pretty good here, and further expansion of this facility would be great. I am tempted to also go ahead and upgrade this road a little bit. These are like our last roads that are not upgraded. That's not going to work for the moment, so we'll keep that little section like so. But let's see about adding some more fields and things. Okay, so more fields over here. Can we do some larger ones? Yeah, we can indeed. So let's see about adding a little bit. It's probably about time to throw in, and I'll change that to wheat as well. So we've got a fairly homogeneous view of things here. Got some animal fields, but what I'm keen on doing is if we run a little something in like that, and then we kind of twist it to the edge there, and yeah, that's probably pretty okay. So let's throw in a few more fields here. Is there something even bigger that we could use? No, I think that's about as big as they go. Well, let's try adding a few other things in here. Okay, so let's see, farm maintenance buildings and things. So we'll throw this one in there, and then we'll throw a few on the other side too. Okay, let's expand this industrial area a little bit. Paint an industry area, so we'll just make sure we expand it over here. And it looks like a pretty good spot, some of this. Okay, so let's get a few more fields in here then, just before we... Excellent. Okay, a little something like that. Get some water out here. Okay, hopefully that links it all up and our water isn't too bad. Well, let's speed things up a tad. Our sewage treatment is probably a bit on edge at the moment. Okay, so that should do us a little bit better here. What we could do is we could expand with a little bit of a road through here also. Just up to about there. Yeah, absolutely. So the farming area is expanding. We'll see if there's other facilities required. How's this going? Oh man, look at that. We solved the traffic issue here completely. The one thing I forgot to do is I needed to do this. Sorry. Let's quickly go at this again. I want to just open that up for business. That's better. That'll be even better. Hang on, hang on, let's just look at that again. We'll need to do this one over here also. Okay, good stuff. So hopefully it, but it's already doing quite well. Is it? It is a signal at least. It doesn't look like the signal is really working. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. That's okay. So further expansion. You're liking the farmland? Yeah, I do too. It's kind of looking about right now. Just want to make sure that we continue to provide enough working places. Is this empty yet? Not yet. It takes ages to empty these things. Let's provide a bit of a recycling facility out here because we are struggling a bit with the stuff, with the garbage collection. So let's add a recycling facility to this area, and then I wanted to expand, see if we can get a little bit more woodland stuff going on, or forestry stuff going on over here. I didn't want to go with too big of these facilities, but I wanted to put in a few extra ones of these, but they'll have to be pretty small. Now industry area, let's quickly just speed that up a little bit. I'm not going to do, I know you can spot the oil here, but I'm not going to do the oil here. Oops. I'm not going to do the oil in this area. Okay, so that's about right. Let's see if we can add a few more. The slope is really killing us. Something like that. A little something like this, like that, like that. Not in the industry area, but we'll keep an eye on that. That's a few more spots there. Okay, we'll make sure they have some water. Hopefully we still have enough. Garbage processing is kind of doing its thing a little bit. Want to make sure that we continue to have sufficient stuff for the plain timber and so on. And maybe, how is that going actually? It's not getting the raw materials it needs, but it's got the workers, so that's pretty good. Now a continuation of our commercial area. I think this area has a lot of potential to go commercial. I also wanted to maybe fill out some more commercial around here, something like that, something like that, something like so. And then I wanted to try one of these little tourism spots, a fishing tour, right next to this facility here. So there's a bit of a fishing tour right over there, without access to the road, of course. So let's see if we can provide it with a little bit of access. Excellent. So there you go. That's got access over there. So now there's a bit of a fishing tour for someone, for the people. So that's good. Okay, I wanted to expand the commercial. We've got a little bit more high density over here and over there. And maybe that is the thing for us to do, is to go ahead and expand our high density areas a little bit. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'm gonna kind of clear out this right here, and we'll do some high density zoning in that spot there. Ah, I see. Okay, well, maybe we'll trim that back and there'll be a little high density slot over there. What I was wondering is whether we could do a little bit of high density commercial. I don't think this town is big enough for that just yet. Okay, let's see. But what I think we should do is expand our commercial, offering a little bit by going into areas like this. Oh, and the other thing we should do is we should probably create a little bit of a cluster of something. So what kind of commercial districts do we have? We've got leisure and specialization, we've got tourism, no specialization, and we've got organic produce. I definitely want to do a little bit of an organic produce section. Maybe up here somewhere. I think this area would be actually great for a little farmer's market strip. So let's do that. Let's grab ourselves a little bit of an organic. We need to. Okay, so Nelson Valley, right? It's prime spots. So Nelson Valley, let's expand Nelson Valley out there a little bit. So it goes up to there, and this will be the commercial segment of it, and we'll make sure to give that some place for the farmers to do their thing. I'm hoping that was, yeah, that was just a organic and local produce. Nice. So now what we'll do is we will go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a, well, actually let's upgrade these roads a tad, like so. And I'm tempted to give us a little slither of road on the back there. So we'll do a bit of a thing. Okay, well, we'll need to expand this a little bit. So let's just run that out some more. And we will give ourselves a little bit of a stretch like that, and this area will become a little bit of an organic market place. So let's run, actually let's try and avoid the main road, that road there, and we'll do a little bit on this side as well. So now there'll be a spot for some farmers markets and stuff over here. And they should have water, and excellent. So that would be pretty cool. Let's have a look at what are these buildings going to look like as they arrive. Nice. Healthy weeds. Nice. I like it. Hopefully that does good things for us. Okay, so that's going to grab a little bit of the commercial demand. We still have a fair bit of industrial demand up along the railway line. Is not a bad spot for a little bit of industrial. So what I'll do, I'll grab that road there. Actually, let's go with this road instead. Give it a little bit of that, and we'll give it a twist. So if we do something like that, this can be, and we can also do it to that side if we so wanted to, but this can grab a few more spots of, that's maybe a little too close, a few more spots of industrial. Okay, so there's a little bit more demand. What you typically find, I think, with small towns especially, is there's little sections of industrial. It's not a massive spread out thing. It's just little slithers of industrial that you get to deal with, and that makes it more manageable and not too bad. Okay, so would-be, are you thinking in the future Mason Parade will be high density offices, premium apartments, high-end retail? It's pretty much the center of town, and it'll be a high price value. Yes, absolutely. So the idea with moving the station here is that this will become the kind of the heart of the city around the river here. Exactly, and so this will expand. These will be some really nice apartments over here overlooking the city here, right next to the nature reserve, or overlooking the river. We'll move this thing out of the way, and this will expand, and so this could become more high density. So that's the idea with growing the city slowly into something that requires a bit more high density. Okay, let's deal with our sewage problem over here. So I'll slot in another one over here somewhere, and we'll just hook that up. There we go. So that should deal with it. Keen to expand to a bit of a harbour site over here as well. More buses. Yes, you're absolutely right. Since we moved the train station, we do need to definitely look at providing something that covers some of these roads. I'm tempted to run a little something from here to here somewhere. Yeah, let's do one of those. So through this little heart of the town piece. How come? Oh, sorry, this is buses. I need buses. Let's grab some bus stations. So let's do at this area here, at the bridge as well. Okay, so let's do that. Let's run a bus that goes up and down here somewhere. And then I'm kind of tempted to, we need to turn it around. I just want to do a little route like that. Actually, what I could do is I could run it through there. Actually, that's probably a little inner circle here. So we'll go around out there, so these guys can almost form an interchange. Then it'll be up here somewhere, or probably there, and we need to provide little walkways through there, and then that ties in. And we'll do the opposite loop as well. So start there, over here somewhere, over there, out there, turn in here, and over there. So now the town has got these two lines going for them. We'll sort out names for them a little bit later. Okay, this area is in need of some bus works. And I kind of think that, yeah, this road here is a big one as well. So, but we need to intersect with what we've got going on over here. So I don't want to put more across the river. This is what this one is for. So we need to see, where are we gonna run this? Probably one loop like this actually is a good idea. So let's do a little something out there. Up here, right around the corner here, we need some more police. We'll go down up to there somewhere. Maybe a little, maybe actually, let's trim that back. Let's do a stop over there. We'll do another stop kind of right here somewhere, and then we'll stop over there and like that. So that we'll just do one little loop of that. See if that's sufficient. Actually, maybe the other direction also. No, maybe just this one, just the one loop there. And now we need a little bit of a loop that does something along here somewhere. So we can get out over there. Then we'll do a stop in here somewhere. A stop there, a stop out here. We'll go and provide a bit of a stop over there. We'll come up to this road here somewhere. We'll go around there. We'll add an extra stop on this side. We'll come down here. We'll add the stop there, and we'll finish off like that. So now there's a little bit of a loop through there also. Excellent. So there's a few more lines. So let's just have a look at our lines. So we started with 3 and 4, and this will be the Riverview line. Okay, and this is the Riverview reverse. Riverview reverse. Okay, and then these ones. This one is going to be Nelson Valley. And this one here is going to be Albion and Woodley. Excellent. And we'll just call this Main. Main and, come on. Main and Main R. Excellent. Let's give these slightly different colors. Well, this can stick to a little bit of a bluish color. Okay, and we'll just do 2 kinds of blues, and then this will have some distinct different color schemes like so. Excellent. So now we've got a few more buses running through there. Train circle, loop name to the buses, train loop. Nelson loop. Yeah, so they are loops. I agree. Kill Bill, welcome. Okay, let's do a little bit of expansion before we get to the end of the stream. I'm assuming we're pretty close to time. Yeah, we're pretty close to time. I want to do a bit of expansion over here. So we now have tons more room for well, demand is what I'm talking about. If you can't figure out that. Okay, so let's see. So if we say, take a little something off of that. Well, oh, that's the wrong road type. And let's do some nicer roads, actually. So this can be a nice new kind of industrial, or not industrial, residential little subdivision. So it gets a little bit of a main line like so, a main road. We'll give it a little bit of a piece like that, and we'll run a little bit like this. Good stuff. Okay, let's expand that one up to there, and we'll bring that in. So this is a new kind of a new city development that's going to be residential in nature. and we'll probably do a little bit of commercial in this area also. So let's grab that and fill that out, all low density as we started out. So a brand new fancy area on the river's edge here. Let's trim it back a little bit. I don't want the river to be removed by the housing. Trim it back a little there as well, and a little there. See how that works. Okay, we need some water and probably power over here. So the water continues along Mason Parade, and then it comes into the development here. Okay, and we'll provide a few outcrops this way and that way. Okay, good stuff. Oh, we don't have that side expanded, so that's okay. So now there's some new residential demand over here. It doesn't have access to public transport just yet, and we still have a bit of an issue over here with all of this. So we also need to find ourselves a little bit of a spot for even more recycling, maybe even on this main road over here. What I wanted to do, actually, what we could do is at the entrance of this facility, there's a few little shops. Okay, so a few little shops as you enter this little community over here. Good stuff. So that's a good little expansion. Expansion along the river seems to be a fairly natural thing in most towns. And now we've got some rolling blackouts over here. So let's switch these guys back on. Just about 3 of them should do the trick to keep our heads above water. But we are certainly seeing a lot of stuff happening. Okay, I think it's time for another little police station in the area here. We could even do a little something like this. Yes, I think that could actually work. So a bit of a police station out there could hopefully help a lot of those guys in the in that area. And then I'm also tempted to put in yet another recycling facility somewhere over here somewhere. Up there. Yeah, let's do that. Bit of a recycling facility on the hills. Excellent, Woodby. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Hope to see you again on the next one. Have a good night. We are just about to finish up, by the way. We've got a few more minutes left. Okay, I also want to do maybe a similar expansion on this side of the river over here. So let's continue that. So that road will continue like so, and then we'll see how we branch off of it. So maybe almost like up to the river over there, and then I want to run a bit of a riverfront road like so, and we can even turn that in. Excellent. So that's kind of a good spot for that. We'll still, I mean, this isn't a done layout, but we'll see how we continue to expand that. So some more riverfront development rolling out. People love their riverfront developments. We need a little bit of water out there. Okay, a little something like this and a little something like that. So that's the water out there. I believe the power will jump across the river. Could jump across the river. And we'll see that expansion. I'm assuming we'll see that expansion. Is there any... Okay. This road here, yeah, we're already tying in that way. There's not a lot going up there. Interesting that is not a good spot at all. Let's just quickly see how our schooling is doing. Let's have a quick look at some of our stats. So we need some more elementary schooling, probably around here somewhere. Woodley Park and the new area over here probably needs a little bit more schooling. So I'm thinking in here is probably about a good spot for a little bit of an elementary school. Let's grab that. Didn't actually plan out for this, so that's not great, but a little bit of an elementary school over there should get people quite happy. This area has finally decided to grow a little. How's our high school looking? Ooh, we are in need of another high school, and I'm tempted that this starts growing in this area over here. So another high school, maybe over there. But before we do that, let's just expand this road network a little bit to kind of show us what we're aiming for here. Okay, so we're aiming for a little something like this. Okay, so if we do that, and we do that, something just leveled up. I believe it's the nature reserve. So we'll do a little something like this. So this little central square here is going to be a good spot for a high school. So we'll do a bit of a high school over there, and maybe even combined with a bit of a commercial strip to the back of it there, something like that maybe. Okay, so that is kind of how this area is looking into expanding a little bit. Just want to see how we do that. So let's just go all the way up to there, and then we'll kind of try and link these up a little bit with some walkways instead. This one could in fact, and we're now okay, and so what we'll do is we'll just tie that one in there, and so now this area can start expanding a little. It's got a spot here that is not excellent. There we go. Okay, good stuff. It's expanding quite nicely. Water and power is an issue. Okay, let's switch on to more of these guys. Okay, so now we can also, I'm also tempted that we start looking into a little bit more of the office use. Okay, so we've got a little bit of high density starting to happen, and now I think this little strip here could in fact become some offices. So we'll see a little bit of expansion in the office environment. So typically what you see in little towns is you get rezonings, because office doesn't want to happen out in the sticks over there. They want to come and join the inner city next to the rail, all these kind of things. So you start seeing rezoning applications to provide a little bit more office space, and that's kind of what you'll start seeing. What'll start happening. Excellent. We're still doing pretty well on traffic. Let's quickly have a look at that. This road is our busiest one, but I don't mind it too much. Whoa, is it struggling a little bit? No, what's going on? There's a little bit of an issue here that I just wanted to fix. So if I look at that, guys, you need to go straight on that one, please. Oops, wrong button. So hopefully that means we're maximizing the use here. 11111 doesn't seem to be the right approach here. Anyway, we're getting through that traffic at somehow. Yeah, I think I fixed the issue there. Too much traffic? Yes, I know, but I think we've kind of sorted that out. We might have to upgrade these ones a little bit too. So what I'll do is let's quickly upgrade, do a similar thing here in terms of the upgrade. We'll just widen. Why doesn't this want to? That's not good. That's not good. It doesn't want to upgrade. It wants to upgrade that entire stretch there. Okay, I'll upgrade these two so that there's a little bit more. Roundabouts. Yeah, we could do a roundabout in here. Might be a good idea. Okay, this area. Let's quickly do a few more things here. That's kind of the end of the stream though, so we'll do a few more things here. I want to grab maybe a little recycling center over here, so we've got a little bit more going. Yeah, let's do it over there, and then we'll add in a little bit more residential as well. Our commercial is doing nicely. Actually, let's continue the commercial on these roads. just like that. Okay, we're also looking for a name for this area. Riverview ends about here. Ooh, there's a few abandoned buildings, so we're looking for a name for this area, which we will get into in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. If you have any questions and so on, please send them along. There's an empty facility that we can get rid of. Thank you so much for joining. Please follow if you haven't done so already. Like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, and join us on the Discord. The link is in the channel description, so please join us on the Discord if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much. Bye bye.